It is nearly a year since I did the stream with the balance philosophy. A lot of talking, a lot of slideshows, a lot of back and forward between Roy and CMC on what it looks like, what it sounds like, what it feels like, and what their future of Guild Wars 2 balance philosophy, what they'll be working towards, their aims, basically. Let's have a look. I made some notes. All right, so they discussed the aims of each class profession to be viable. That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Each class, each profession to be viable with strategic niches not identical in performance, allowing for build complexity, allowing for customization and mastery. So being rewarded to learn and master the class and learn the build and master the spec. Balance skills and traits. Oh no. Oh no. I got shouted at. Listen. Aims to balance skills and traits. Listen, guys. Listen. Remind ourselves. Okay. I see what's going on here. Yo, mods. This Mr. C, can you check if he's a subscriber? Because if he's not a subscriber, just ban. Just get him out of here. Get him out of here. So balances skills and traits across different game modes for varied player experiences. So that was basically the intro of the video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we're talking about the balance philosophy video that was a live stream a year ago. Those introductory principles sounds like a good approach, to be honest, to class and profession design. Rather than having like identical performance, adds like depth to the game. But I think that can change like between the patches. It's nice to have like a new you're gonna have a partner. If you get blown away, yeah. He gets blown away. You can have it. Yeah. No. You're close. You're nearly on the same page as me. No, like if you have like something that's OP for a little bit, that's fine, and then that gets nerfed and something else comes and takes the spot. You know, having a little bit like UFC, guys. You know, Adesanya, he was top. He has the belt, and then he loses his belt. Someone else takes the belt. Does he get a rematch? No, he doesn't get an automatic rematch. It's time to let the others have a go. It's time to bit of fresh, new faces. New memes. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the variety on customization. This approach allows like players the freedom to tailor characters to their like playstyle or preferences, right? So that's really good. This approach allows players to choose classes which suit their preferred playstyles and roles within the team as well, because there might be a situation in PvE or World vs. World or PvP where there's a role, right? But we're mostly focused and talking about World vs. World because that's the game mode that I play. Who remembers watching the live stream? Who watched the live stream, chat? Did you watch the balance philosophy live stream a year ago on Twitch? Did you watch it with me on the stream, or did you watch it like afterwards or something? Did anyone watch it? Do you remember? Do you remember? Remember. The 5th of November. No, it wasn't the 5th of November. I think it was like the beginning of October. It could have even been 22nd of October, but it's about a year ago, okay? Roughly 11 months, guys. Okay. It's not exactly the anniversary. I got the birthday wrong. Okay. I exposed myself. Anyway. New flavor of the month class. Yeah, exactly. Template swap to solar beam. Oh, shit. Yeah, I should just... What am I doing? Yeah, let's play. It could be the last day. It could get nerfed tomorrow. Yeah, let's play that. Let's go. So, right, let's talk about more about customization, right, and mastery and stuff, right? Mastery comes from understanding the mechanics and synergies of different builds, okay? That skill, natural skill development for players, being able to just come up with those kind of things, enhances, like, player investment as well, because you spend time doing that, and then you're rewarded for doing that. So, if you're a theory crafter and a build crafter, you like that shit. You want to be able to do that. Like me, for instance, I fucking love making weird builds, dude. What do you think this... What do you think this is, boys? We got the Condi longbow meme. Who made that? Of course I made it myself, dude. Of course. The Solar Beast build. Of course I stole that off somebody. This one. Of course I fucking made that, dude. This one I didn't. Yeah, we did. We kind of made that. Kinda. Suicide meme. Of course I made that one, dude. PV Druid. Of course I didn't make that one. Dragon Banner. Of course I made that one. GVG. Of course I made that. Of course I did. So like 90% of my builds I'm making myself. What the fuck? Of course. Build complexity and customization. It means that players have the freedom to tailor the characters to their preferences, to their playstyle, and encourages it to experiment with various strategies, contributing to a wild experience within the dungeon, within the forest, within the jungle.
Please
Dump
go
that.
the fuck to sleep.
Dump that. So yeah, and then they said, obviously going into more detail with what they said in the intro. They said about balancing skills and traits across all the game modes. That ensures people can enjoy and have a fair experience, right? So that's good. I like that. That's good that they have a skill split. Good that they acknowledge that what works well in PvE doesn't necessarily work well in PvP situations, and vice versa. So the game developers aim to create a gaming environment where each class and profession has unique strengths, right? And where players can immerse themselves in their own build crafting, build designs. But you know, mainly they want balance across different modes, but inclusive of rewarding experiences for each of those game modes and for all the players that play those respective game modes. That's basically the gist of it. So usually we get a balance patch preview before the balance patch, right? Well, we haven't had one for tomorrow, have we? Have you seen one, guys? So it's weird, right? Because I watched the video and they talked about player feedback matters. Prioritizes player feedback to improve the game. You know, incorporates the community opinions, perspectives to address balance issues. Because we play the game more than they do. That's normal. That's fine. You know, ensuring that the player base are you know, engaging with the content and having a great time. Ensures that changes enhance real player experiences. So, but who are they talking to for this patch? Are they listening to the forums? Are they listening to you? Are they listening to some guy in a Discord somewhere? Are they listening to themselves? Are they talking to Roy? What's happening? It would be nice if they gave us a preview of the patch notes a couple of weeks before the patch wants to be launched, so we can give them feedback, the community can come together, so that we don't then have to wait another 6 months, 7 months for another patch. But anyway, we hope that the dev Discord is popping off, boys. So yeah, player feedback, it matters, right? That's what they said. Now, that is essential for ensuring the game evolves in a way that resonates with its community, right? And incorporating you guys, your thoughts, helps maintain a balance and enjoyable gaming experience, right? And it enhances everything. You know, it's not just theoretical, but practical improvements, because hopefully they fucking act on it, right? So what is happening? Where is our balance patch preview, by the way? Why do you think that they've not gone with that this time? Do you think they haven't got enough time? Do you think they're busy at the moment? I mean, I'm thinking maybe, possibly, they haven't done that is because I think that maybe they're busy. I think they've got some other stuff to do. I might even say that they're knocking out world restructuring very soon, guys. Is this copium? Is this cope, guys? World restructuring is on its way. They haven't got time to fuck around, boys. They're working on new weapons and new relics. Ooh. They're working on new skins in the gem store. New astral daily, weekly rewards. They're getting that ready, boys. It's going to be huge. It's going to be massive. The main thing from the Balanced Philosophy live stream a year ago, though, was the fact that they want the game to be fun. And I think that's right. I think a game needs to be fun, right? I think the end-all, be-all, at the end of the day, on the dotted line, we need that shit. Don't we? It needs to be fun. So we spoke about it before, talked about it a little bit. Rewarding player mastery. Their aim is to reward players who master the game's system and mechanics. High-end gear and cosmetics locked behind challenging content. Encourages theory crafting, competitive ranking, and unique titles. We haven't seen much to do with that. Like, since a year ago, think about this, chat. Since a year ago, what have they put in the game that is rewarding player mastery? As in, people that have spent a lot of time mastering a craft or a build or whatever, and then played a certain game mode and then given them a title or high-end gear. Community Conqueror, I mean, that was ages ago, way before, right? They haven't really added anything new, have they? I think they definitely could add more titles in the game. When are we getting some competitive titles for Wild vs. Wild? Because we've got God of Wild vs. Wild, but it isn't competitive, let's be honest. It's more time-gated. It's time-gated, right? 100 CM infusion. Okay. I think there's still room for pushing that, definitely. And I think that would be good to encourage the more competitive type of players to the game in general, right? CM strike title. I saw this golden title that you can buy, right? It's not really rewarding people for mastering a class, is it? It's more like mastering the trading post. Who has a gold title? Who's rich? One day we're going to get a GVG game mode, boys. It's going to reward all those goddamn god gamers in GVG. GVG tournament when? Hello? When are we getting a GVG tournament? I'm looking at you guys. When? How would I know, guys? I'm not looking at myself. I wouldn't fucking know. I don't GVG. I mean, I GVG'd the other day. Like, what, a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, well, maybe I upload that to YouTube, actually. I should probably upload that to YouTube. GVG in 2023. Right, so another aim that they want to focus on, accessibility for all players. I'm going to say it again. Aims to make the game rewarding, accessible for all skill levels and play styles. Imagine, yeah? Imagine having a game called Guild Wars and you can't actually have Guild Wars. Incredibly based. Battle Royale will be for... Yeah, I mean, I'd love a Battle Royale Guild Wars 2 mode. That'd be so cool. I'm not crying, Snuggle. Okay, I'm not crying. Not at the moment, at least. Wait till I get fucked by the... on Wednesday. The Hurricane Agnes. It's not a hurricane, guys. It's not a hurricane. Edge of the Mist Battle Royale. Sick. That'd be cool, dude. Why not, man? GVG guys, you're interrupting. I'm trying to do this this thing. We're talking about balance philosophy and the video from a year ago. You just guys keep fucking yapping. That's exactly what Levi's doing. You keep yapping and interrupting me. I'm gonna if I read every comment out, I'm gonna be here all day. GVG game mode, yeah, right. We'll never get that. You must be thinking this game is called Guild Wars. You guys think you're funny, don't you? You think you can come here with your fucking jokes and make people laugh. Huh? Who's laughing right now? Who's laughing? Anyone laughing? Well, Levi's laughing. Apart from Levi, who's laughing? No, Ice Jam's not laughing. If anyone says they're laughing, they're not really laughing. They're just on drugs. Okay, they're high on life. Right, anyway. Multiple difficulty modes for diverse player experiences. That's key. Depending on the type of skill level the player is, you need to give them the type of game mode that they need to engage them, right? Clear feedback, tutorials, and in-game support for new and casual players. Now, this is what I was thinking. This is at least what I was thinking. I was thinking, what? In-game tutorials? Where's that? I think that's something that they could maybe do better. But overall, I don't think it should be a priority. I mean, you've got this far without one. And there's so many resources out there. And there's loads of content creators out there anyway that can make videos like... Welcome to my YouTube video. Today I'm going to tell you how to dodge. Oh, look how you do it. You press your fucking dodge key. And then, do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of shit out there on the internet. I don't think they need to do that too much. How do I join a tag? That would be a good one. Ice Jam, actually, you fucking reminded me. I've got to make a video about that. Because those EBG goddamn rats, they don't even know how to join a tag, dude. They just come into the map and they type any tag... And there's a fucking tag literally popping up in front of them. Like, they don't even know. The slideshow continues. I was watching the video and it was a long ass video, boys. Their live stream is like an hour, boys. I reckon I could stretch that hour to about 5-6 hours. So today's stream is going to be a long one. So they talked about balancing gameplay roles, defining gameplay roles like the typical DPS healing, tanking. And they said about balancing gameplay roles, ensuring that each profession has builds to viably fill one or more of the roles. Balancing classes for their intended roles compared to others. Focuses on removing bad choices and making everything viable. So they went on to detail about this. A lot of detail about this. About removing bad choices from the game. There was a balance stream today? No, there was a balance stream a year ago. But there's a balance patch tomorrow. So this is why I'm talking about balance today. Because we're getting a balance patch tomorrow. And I thought it'd be interesting to remind ourselves about the balance philosophy a year ago. Because I completely forgot about everything, to be fair. So I watched the video, took some notes, and we're talking about it. So removing bad choices. Do you think they've done that? The obvious bad picks. They want to make everything viable. Right, so is everything viable? Let me just check. Let me just check here, boys. Is everything viable? Do we have some dog shit? Like, is there some dog shit here? Like, let me just check these. Like, are these... Does anyone pick any of these, boys? I mean, honestly... Honestly... I think it's better than it was, right? I think they're kind of doing that. They're kind of hitting that mark. I think that it's quite possible that that build there... I'm just checking all my builds, right? For instance. Just seeing. That's the same trait line. It's looking pretty good, honestly. I think they definitely achieved that. Stab on... You know, that's good. That's good. That's good. You know, these are all pretty good. There's lots of options. There's lots of viable traits here. Like, we're just checking all this shit. That's the same trait line again. I mean, there is definitely options here, boys. I'm looking... I mean, this looks good for Ranger. It's looking good for Ranger, boys. Now, you know, barrier on cantrip, not bad at all. Blind and damage buff. You know, very good. That's good. That's good. That is good. You know, they're... I think, honestly... Removing bad choices, I think they're on the way to do that. Especially with most of the classes. So GG's to these guys for achieving that. If you can think of any bad traits in the game, then put them in the chat right now. Put them in the chat. If you've got a trait that you would never pick on any build, then put it in the chat. Let's discuss it. Prove me wrong. Prove the ArenaNet team that they still need to do remove some more bad choices. Anyway, they talked about a lot of the time on the video. CMC talked about innovation, and he really favors that over a lot of other things. He wants to prioritize innovation. How innovative are they when it comes to balancing? Like, it's a delicate balance between establishing roles and innovation. That's what he basically talked about. And he said he wanted to encourage creativity in all different types of builds and playstyles. Some elite specializations offer unconventional roles while still fulfilling core functions. Keeps the game fresh, right? And interesting. Encourages build diversity in playstyles. Promotes engagement and experimentation. Offering unconventional roles. Adding depth and diversity to gameplay. Anyway, I think everything overall is like heading towards an enjoyable experience. That's pretty much what the video is all about. I mean, there were some traits you always pick, but the others are still cool. Yeah. Vengeance trait and Warrior. Do you not pick that, dude? That's a classic one. Yeah, Vengeance is not that good. I mean, it works in some situations. Yeah, maybe Vengeance. Do you think they need to buff it? The problem is with that trait is they can't buff it. Because if they do, it'll be an absolute monster. But Vengeance can be pretty good, especially if you're playing a high damage build and you can burst somebody down. Like, it can take people by surprise as well, because they want to use like everything into you to kill you, and then when you get back up, they're like, oh shit, I have nothing ready, and maybe they just fucking die, you know? They get hit by like 1-2 skills and then they're done. So, I don't know, man. Could be okay. What was that when people played 5 catalysts in PvP? Oh no, dude. Yeah, there has been some instances where some stuff's been absolutely busted. And that's gone exactly the opposite direction of where they probably want the game to go. And yeah, I don't know why they left that for so long. See, that makes no sense to me. That actually is very, very strange. There has been instances like this where builds have been absolutely broken for a long time. It takes them so long to balance sometimes. But you see that they have a goal, they have a focus, they have a build philosophy, balanced philosophy. But yet, they make it so hard for me to believe that they actually care, because they say they care, but then they don't do it. They don't do anything about it. Like, it's so weird. These guys needed help. These guys needed help, boys. I had to help them. I had to help them. They were 2v1 and they were losing, bro. I had to help them. As much as they want to innovate and make the game fun and establish roles and blah blah blah, all the stuff that we've just talked about, are they actually holding up to that? Are they standing by those rules that they wrote or they said? I don't know. I'm sad they're sort of destroying class identity. Yeah, a lot of people have said that. Me, I don't care, actually. I don't care. I think it's kind of cool that I can like play whatever role within the game. So if I'm on Ranger, I can play DPS, I can play Condi, I can play, you know, I can play Power, I can play Healer, I can play Boon, I can play Super Speed, I can play Stealth, I can play Support. Like, I like that. I like it, man. But I know a lot of people don't like that. And, yeah. I like it because there's queues in the game. And when I play WoW vs. WoD and I see a 50-man queue, by the way, and I'm still not in after an hour, when I get in there and we need a healer, I'd like to not have to re-queue. So I really like it. From my point of view, I think it's fantastic. But I know that a lot of people agree with you, and they're destroying class identity. Embracing new roles, they discussed, open to the needs of new gameplay roles. Professions may introduce utility that evolves into distinct roles over time. Feedback and community demonstration are key to recognizing and balancing new roles. So, focusing on support and damage dealer roles in large-scale battles ensures basically balanced gameplay, right? Because that's the main two, like for WoW vs. WoD at least. You know, recognizing the importance of both healing and utility in support roles also promotes teamwork and strategy. Do you think we have enough supports now? Or do you think we should add more supports in WoW vs. WoD? Should there be more support specs viable? Should there be more DPS specs viable? Should they add more specs that are focused on utility? What do you think? How do you think that the game is? Do you think it's kind of diverse now? Or do we have a situation where we have the obvious choice for DPS and you would never pick anything else? Like for right now, right now, I feel like, yeah, exactly, Lexon. I feel like Scrapper needs some love. I think Scrapper needs some love. I think maybe support Spectre. Maybe it's okay, but I think it needs a bit more. I mean, it's kind of niche, so I don't mind it. I think maybe the thing is as much as they like focus on large scale, that's their predominant, you know, for WoW as well, that's their predominant focus, right? Large scale balance and how the fights play. So, but they also consider small scale roaming as well. So you got to be careful with like some of these changes they could make. If they want to see like an impact to change the game so that this class is going to be more viable for a certain role, they got to be careful because of the small scale. They're going to make it completely busted, right? But yeah, Scrapper is a bit down-faced, isn't it? Not down-faced. Sag, that's it. Sorry about that, guys. I couldn't remember the name of it. Down-face is not the name. He's looking downwards, guys. His eyes are looking downwards. Anyway, large-scale ranger build. What the fuck? Okay, so we're talking about roles. You know, the support also encompasses both direct healing and utility, like Chronomancer, for instance. You can give, you know, you can give alacrity, you can give quickness, you can give a fuck. You don't have to give a fuck, you know. Super speed, if you wanted to, you can go into, you know, the veil, stealth, blah blah blah, pulling, CC, and all the rest of it. So, you know, boon ripping is another type of support. You know, it's a type of defense. It can be an aggressive skill, can be a defensive skill, depends on how you use it. You know, condition cleanse, boons, blah, blah, blah. You know, smart use of all of this. You know, it can help with utility. And do we need more utility support roles? Who wants to see more utility? Like, would you say barriers utility? I mean, I would say it is. Like, what do you guys think of the Scourge transfusion rezzing barrier thing that's emerged in the last few weeks that everyone seems to be playing? What does everyone think about that? Do we want to see more of this type of very niche, weird, wacky stuff? Who's played it? Who hasn't played it? You kind of want warrior support to have some love. Well, we're getting new weapons, aren't we? So warrior might actually get something a bit wild. You never know. But right now, warrior's still very good support-wise. And DPS-wise, it is the top DPS in your squad, probably, outside of certain situations where an Ellie can really free cast and you can't push into melee range. But even then, you could just whack out the longbow. Maybe you can pop off with that. You'd like more DPS hybrids? Sometimes you end up with 4 supports and 1 DPS in a WoW vs. WoD group. Yeah, true, actually. Yeah, hybrid builds would be cool. They actually did say that in the video. They did discuss about giving options for hybrid builds. I mean, you can definitely get away with that with Necro because they have so much toughness through trait lines, and they have a lot of baseline HP. So you can afford to play like a hybrid build on Necro probably and still be sustainable or still be tanky enough to deal with large scale fights. But when it comes to frontline heavies, without spamming a lot of evades and having a lot of blocks and stuff, like long duration blocks and invulnerabilities, it's very difficult to survive, especially with the high DPS meta that we're seeing with Berserker Warrior doing crazy damage. And in general, a lot of coordinate damage will do a lot of damage, right? So, but yeah, it would be nice. Are we promoting a Celestial Zerg, boys? Is that where we're going with this? Are we talking about Selly here, boys? Do we want to see that? I mean, Antitoxin Relic got nerfed, guys. You don't want to fuck with the Condis. I'm telling you now. Okay? You think there's enough Condi cleanse in the game? Well, we'll find out if you go fucking full Celestial, boys. We'll find out. Full Selly builds. Let's go, dude. Celestial for everybody. Jesus Christ. Don't tell Roy this, guys. Don't post this video. Do not let Roy in the channel. Don't give him any ideas, okay? Yeah, we have a nice ballista here. Big. Yeah, we're locking down our home BL. Looking pretty good, guys. Looking pretty good. There's something in the water, is there? I wish they put fishing in the game, so I could fish, right? I spoke briefly upon what they focus on in terms of balancing, in terms of like the fights, how they play. So they're looking at large-scale fights and considering this as a priority when it comes to balancing, but they also consider small-scale fights as well. So ___ battles are slower and more attrition-focused, but they can be pretty quick as well. They can be super fast. How do you think that the game plays right now? What do you guys think? Do you think the fights last long enough, or do you think they're over too quickly? What's the general opinions, guys? What's the views on that? See, that's what I agree. It's exactly what I'm thinking. It isn't the fact that how long they are. It's actually the fact that there's not enough, isn't there? And I think that is the key in this discussion. You're absolutely right, Lexon. Big. You wait till one side makes a mistake and then one push. Yeah, it can be a bit one-dimensional sometimes with these fights. Yeah. It's kind of a waiting game until someone makes a mistake and then die instantly. Yeah, exactly what Sven just said, yeah. Exactly. So, healing and defensive utility and synergy and organization is crucial in these siege fights, in these siege situations. And we're finding this a situation in EU especially right now, more than NA. I would say a lot of groups of players are bunkering inside objectives with siege, and without that healing and defensive utility and organization, you can't hold in that position for long, for extended periods of time. Your group will survive in maybe a few seconds and then splat.
You're gonna have a partner.
You're gonna get blown away.
He gets blown away with you.
Yeah. So, and they spoke about, obviously, how the fights play out. Now, I think they need to really consider Siege, and they really need to look into how these fights play out. And I know that they want to reward people for playing and mastering and organizing and stuff. I agree. You know, you shouldn't be able to cap a keep easily. It should be difficult, but there's a difference between difficult and impossible. And when the player base don't have the incentive to organize, to take those tier 3 keeps, or to even attack and attempt to try and fight in the enemy keeps, that's when the game becomes boring. And, well, their main priority is fun, right? So they really need to address that, I feel. And then they said about considering small-scale fights while large-scale fights are a priority. Balance also considers around that, like roaming. And, you know, I think that they're happy with how roaming is. I believe that they're never going to get rid of Celestial. I believe that they're happy with that. Even though people are complaining about it, I believe that the fact that, you know, people are able to duel with power and sustain to win fights, even numbers and outnumbered. I think that's what they kind of like, and I think a lot of people will agree that that is favorable, especially when you level up a character as a new player and you get this Celestial gear at the start. You're given this gear when you use your level 80 booster. It is a very versatile gear set, which enables you to play maybe all game modes as well. You don't need several sets of gear, and when it comes to inventory management, it's quite difficult this game. So it's quite nice to have just one gear set as a new player, I would imagine. But yeah. Certain elite specs definitely are tailored more for roaming, especially with EOD expansion. We saw the rise of the unkillable, but they have DPS and mobility specs that we see now in Wild vs. Wild. And they're being used in any situation, roaming, large scale, clowning, and blah, blah, blah. So what can you do, dude? How is that affecting the game? Is that an enjoyable experience? Everybody able to survive, run away, deal damage? What do you think? Do you feel like the game is in a good place for this. Like, what do you think? Is it healthy? Is it good? Everyone has teleports. Everybody has mobility. Everyone has blinks. Everybody has stability. Everyone has access to, you know, invulnerabilities, blocks, evades. What do you think? How do you feel? How do you feel, guys? Do you feel like some like specs are oppressive? Some are better than others? Who's a roamer? Any roamers in chat? Type an R in the chat if you're a roamer. Any roamers? Roaming is dead for real. There is no near to no one scouting, flipping camps, looking for jaws. Ooh. Soda dagger staff untamed. Haven't seen it much, but it seems good. It's either 5 people camping objective or people running away because they can't 1v1. Selly dagger mirage right now is insane. Yeah, I did play a little bit with the dagger. It's kind of fun, though. Kind of fun. Papa Loco in the chat. Welcome. Find roaming really fun, actually. I guess it's just less rewarding. It's why people don't do it as much as group play. Yeah, true. Don't ban you? Wait, what did you do? Tell me what you did first, and then I'll think about it. Or don't tell me, in fear that I might ban you. Roaming is either no one or everyone. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. True, man. Yo, we going in the tower? You better come out and pound us. You better come out. Oh, shit. Where's my stab? There it is. Yeah, I'm going to get my dog out. Let my dog do the damage. Easy. So, yeah, balancing for small-scale combat recognizes the value of diverse player experiences. And tailoring certain elite specs for roaming caters to different playstyles. So, I don't mind it that you know, the roaming community, even though it's very small, yeah, it has some options with balance. But I feel like they are kind of pigeonholed a lot of the time into these builds that are high mobile, high sustain, hybrid type builds, you know, crazy mobility. But I mean, maybe that makes roaming a little bit more, more fun for them, because at the end of the day, if they have no mobility, they're going to get chased down by lots of players, and it will put them off playing that way. They'll end up just playing Thief only, and it doesn't really give people options in terms of diversity. So I kind of agree. If, as much as people complain about Celestial, including I complain about it as well. Deep down, if you think about it, guys, if everyone just had, you know, if they got rid of everything, then fine. But they're not going to do that. If they got rid of, like, high sustain, high mobility, low, like, all the classes that have, like, perma-stealth or not perma-stealth, high sustain, and it was just, like, a one-shot situation, it might be fun for a bit, but it'd get boring. So, honestly, it's fine. It's fine. And there is a lot of situations where you kind of need these stats anyway to help you, versus those high burst situations that come out of nowhere. I mean, we'll talk about that later, actually. We'll talk about that later. More about how those fights between players, how they are, what the situation feels like. Have you got enough time to react, and so on. Okay. So, you know, adapting gameplay for large-scale battles acknowledges the diverse of player preferences. Obviously, the majority plays large-scale in WoW vs. Wild, so emphasizing on that is good. And emphasizing on giving people the ability to heal up for extended sieges, you know, highlights the importance of strategy and tactics and rewards those players. So, but I feel like the rewards maybe, do they need to be better? Do they need to be better? How do we get the casual gamers to play this team game in a team? How do we get them to join squad? How do we get them to care about actually playing in a team and playing a build that helps us survive in siege and take objectives? How do we do that? Papa Loco's banned. He said, "Don't ban me," and he's banned, boys. It's gone. It's gone. We bring him back.
Here I come. Oh.
We'll bring him back.
Max_C_activated just followed.
We'll bring Papa Loco back whenever someone subscribes. Okay, he's coming back when someone subscribes, guys. It's pay to win. So, need to increase PPK rewards. Yeah, I agree. I think that's good. Yep. True. We spoke about that before. I agree with you. Rewards in general, rewards aren't the problem. I mean, I think the rewards in general are very good. It's just, how do we get the players to care about those rewards? Do they know about them? Do they care about knowing about them? I don't think so. I think that's the issue, isn't it? You need to almost give them obvious rewards for capping. So, how do we do that? Yo, this fucking thing does a lot of damage. What do you think, guys? How do we do it? How do we get people to play in a more organized way so we can actually play the video game? Because right now, it's copium thinking that ArenaNet are going to make some new mechanic to spice things up and make fights more, you know, happen more. I mean, world restructuring might help with that. You know, that is one strategy. But, you know, when it comes to this game, I don't really rely on this cope. I rely on maybe thinking outside the box a little bit, because maybe that's what we need, you know? Increased rewards for being in a squad. I mean, that could be a thing. I mean, you should get increased rewards being in a squad, because you are getting boons, you're staying alive, you're able to tag bags. You know, you give boons, you're gonna, you know, supports are now able to tag bags as well. Like, winning needs to matter somehow. We need to get people to want to win and want to take any objectives. How do we do that? We have to create identity, surely. I mean, they're gonna get rid of servers and make teams instead. You're gonna get rid of a lot of identity that people have built up, or maybe they like and they enjoy. Like, they're gonna have to join a guild. How do we get them in a guild? Well, the only way to have fun is to get in a guild. But how do players know that? How do the new players know that? How do we get them in guilds? Do we need to buff rewards for capping towers? Like, do we need to give them ascended gear for capping a tower? What do we need to give them? Do we need to give them something that they care about? What do they want? I think that's the thing, isn't it? We have to find out, what do new players want? When they come into 𝑦𝑳𝑨𝑵𝑚𝑪𝑬 and they want to play the game, what are they here for? Well, we probably know that already. They're here for weekly, daily, gift of battle. Maybe they're just trying out for the first time. Maybe they don't know what they want. Maybe they do know what they want. Do you think we need to increase rewards in 𝑦𝑳𝑨𝑵𝑚𝑪𝑬? I don't know. So, we talked about the consideration of large and small scale fights. What about... Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay.
Geronimo Twin Postal gifted a tier 1 subscription to apologises.
Okay, and you unbanned him as well. Okay, alright. Alright, okay. Fuck's sake. No, Papa Loco, no. You're lucky. You're lucky someone subscribed, because I wasn't going to let you out the dungeon, kid. You were going to stay in there. You could spam all the fucking emotes from the dungeon. I can't hear you down there. It's fucking 3 floors of fucking concrete. Well, you've been released. You've been let out on parole, man. Your bail has been paid, my friend. Say thank you. Yeah, you said thank you. Good. Expect best behavior now as a member of my community. No more interruptions. If you're going to spam the TTS, once again, I'll have to ban you again, and then to release you, it'll be 2 subs next time. And you don't think people would subscribe twice to save you, by the way. You're not fucking worth it, you little bitch. Anyway, chat. Ignore this guy. Put him on block. So, what are we talking about? He keeps interrupting me, my train of thought. Streamer's fucking toxic. Tyke. You know what's toxic, Tyke? Is people like this guy
When I was a crack and heroin addict, I made some unusual
spamming
decisions.
the fucking TTS. Right, what are we talking about next is... We're not talking about large and small scale balance anymore. We're talking about boosting stability. Because this was a big one in the video. Big one. So if you just joined the stream, you don't know what we're talking about. Well, we're memeing at the moment, but we were talking about... Before I was interrupted, we were talking about fucking balance philosophy. The live stream that happened a year ago. And we're just reminding ourselves, we've got a big balance patch tomorrow. I say big, but it's probably going to be like 5 words. Copium. It'll be big. And they discussed several aims and goals and the future of balancing when it comes to Guild Wars 2 and all the different game modes. So, but we're focused on Wild vs. Wild. So we'll be discussing about those with the focus on Wild vs. Wild. 𝑑𝯰𝑳𝑦𝑳𝑹. So they said about boosting stability access. So focus on improving stability uptime through duration, range, and added utility. How did they do that? So they changed a few things, didn't they? They added... let me give you some examples. So they want to be able to... They spoke a little bit on this stream about the fact that they kind of didn't want just Guardian being the stability boy. And since that Balanced Philosophy stream, we've actually had some...
Fun fact number 4.
Extra stat.
Milton Keynes is actually the home of the UK's first ever multiplex cinema.
True. So, we've had recent changes. I say recently, but it's obviously about a year ago. So, Transmute Earth on Elementalist, which is the Staff 3. They basically removed the protection and boons from it, and they gave it stability. So now you can give stab on Staff with Ellie. And obviously you can get Mag Aura, which means that you can transmute Earth more frequently, and you can actually give a lack and stability on Staff Ellie. So if you're in a situation where you have no Guardian, you have another choice. You have another option. Mantra of Concentration on Mesmer, that got a huge buff. They increased the range of it. I think it went from like 240 to 600, or 360 to 600 range. They increased the stacks of stability and the duration from like 3 seconds and 3 stacks to 5 stacks to 5 seconds or something. So they increased the range and the powerfulness of stability. They added Glyph of Stars stability on Druid, and they've given the Spectre the trait called Shade Step, which is basically giving you any skill that you use while in Shroud. It gives boons, and you now give them to allies. So you can give stab. Actually, it's a fucking crazy duration, like 3 stacks as well on Thief, on Spectre to allies. So they have actually boosted stability access, meaning that we don't therefore need to rely too much on Guardians. We have other classes. So why do you think this is good, guys? Or why do you think this is bad? Does anyone have any opinions on this? I think it's good. I think it's great. I think it's good, right? Okay, Beast. Buffing stability shows commitment, you know, to refining the gameplay and responding to the community needs. We need that, especially with World vs. World because of the queues. You can't relog to Firebrand. So, but we need more of this. What do you think? Yeah, we need more of this. Enhances the combat effectiveness and fairness. Especially when a team might be more organized, because you can't always like have the same comp as the other team. Like the enemy team might have 5 Firebrands. Well, that's not fair. Well, how do we solve that? Well, log on Firebrand, but there's a queue. Well, okay, well we just have to adapt here, guys, and we have to play a budget version of Firebrand. Unlucky, boys. It is what it is. Unlucky. I mean, there's not much they can do. The game mode is like that, you know. They'd have to redesign the game mode to fix it completely to make it balanced, but I don't think that's the case. I think it is nice just to have more stability access through other specs and classes. So, but yeah, unfortunately, it's still not going to replace Firebrand, is it? Let's be honest. They also nerfed Boonstrip across the board, pretty much with Necro and Warrior. So you think that we need more stability because of that, or do you think actually it's good that they nerfed Boonstrip?
New fun fact.
Whoa, here we go.
A shrimp's heart is in its head.
What the fuck? Really? I didn't know that. Damn. Thing is, no other options that come close to amount of stat uptime is Guardian. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are right. It's good, but not good enough without Guardians. True. So, do they need to just add more uptime? Or add more access? Or what? What do you think? What do you think they can do here? Can you foresee this tomorrow's patch that they add stability? Do you remember that one patch where they added like Aegis to every fucking class? Like this skill does Aegis, this skill does Aegis. What if they add more stability tomorrow to all the classes? Everyone gonna cry that CC does nothing? We haven't got enough Boon Rip. We're getting W keyed by Big Zergs. Well, you're gonna get W keyed by Big Zergs anyway. You just need more Solar Beasts, surely. Just get more Solar Beasts, man. Oh shit, I'm not on a mount. We're on mounts, boys. Get on your dog, chat. If you're not on your dog, get on your fucking dog. Alright, so next point to discuss on the video.
I don't know about that, but did you know almonds are a member of the peach family?
Jesus Christ, what are these fun facts? Before anybody has any ideas that this is a fun fact meme show today, no it isn't. Geronimo is trying to divert the attention away from what's really serious we need to discuss right now, which is fun. Making the game fun. Okay, so they spoke about skill splits. Obviously, we talked about this at the start of the stream. The fact that they want to split the skills and balance them depending on what game mode, because each game mode is different and therefore have different effects on the game itself, or the players that play it, or how we interact with each other and with the PvE and so on and so on. So balancing skills, adjusting a skill or trait, and changing the effectiveness between the game modes. That was their key point. And I think that's good, right? And ensure that skills and traits are balanced for all of the experiences. And it allows for fine-tuning to avoid skills being overpowered, guys. We don't have any overpowered skills right now, do we? Do we have any overpowered skills right now that you want to see nerfed on tomorrow, for tomorrow's patch? What do you want to see nerfed? Now, some people have said want to see Berserker Warrior nerfed. Who agrees? Who wants to see one Wolf Pack nerfed in Wild vs. Wild? Because they nerfed it in PvP, but not in Wild vs. Wild. Who wants to see something nerfed? What do you want to see nerfed? You think it should be buffed? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Buff it, dude. I agree. Buff it. Let's go crazy. Yeah, basically, the skill split aims for general purpose of a given skill or trait to be consistent across all game modes. Now, they went into detail about how they want skills to almost do the same thing in all game modes, but it might be slightly different. Like, for instance, you might have a skill in PvE that gives a boon, but in WoW vs. Wild, it might be the same skill, same cast time, same duration, same animation, but it might give you a different boon. Boon? Did I say boob? What happens? That's what happens, dude. Just haven't had boobs in a long time. Just got boobs on the brain. Reminds me of that meme I put on Discord the other day.
Wolfpack to one side. Did you know that in Switzerland, you're not allowed to own just one guinea pig or parrot?
What the fuck? Yeah, there's a parrot there, dude. He's obviously not living in Switzerland. Example, Scrapper Kinetic Accelerators in PvE, it gives quickness. In WoW, it gives Might and Fury. Ah, thank you for that. Fun fact. That's actually talking about the video game, Geronimo. Not fucking Switzerland. So I started blasting in my microphone. Adjusting skills and traits for different game modes ensures that the game is balanced for all of the players' preferences and respective things. Consistency across game modes is what they really said, and they elaborated along that point, with that point. And reduces confusion as well, because it's very hard for a new player to like grasp the game with all of its intricate differences and things, all of the things. So I think if they actually make a consistent approach to skills across all game modes, it's good that they aren't crazy different.
Tongue.
Oh yeah, how would you know that? Nah, it's not the strongest muscle. Your strongest muscles in your fucking bicep, surely, guys. The arm that you use to
might have known that, but did you know the best place in the world to see rainbows is in Hawaii?
I did not know that. Oh, hopefully my passport will arrive soon. Maybe we go on holiday, dude. Let's go. Hawaii, boys. Subscribe now. I'll stream from the Hawaiian beach. Promise. Please elaborate on why it's the best in Hawaii.
The digestive process starts in your mouth when you chew. Your salivary glands make saliva, a digestive juice, which moistens food so it moves more easily through your esophagus into your stomach.
Jesus Christ, guys. What are you on about? So, yeah, we're going to talk about... We're talking about now, we're going to go into detail with the healthy player interaction and counterplay. Because they started talking about this. This was the next point of the video. Where do we go? Where do we start? Right, I made some notes. So what did I type? I wrote down... Okay, so they said the balance philosophy emphasizes promoting healthy player interactions. Aims to ensure that players have the opportunity to react and engage in meaningful counterplay. It basically discourages the use of instant skills that can result in overwhelming instant damage. Stare. Solar Beast. Strives to prevent players from feeling they are instantly dying without a chance to react. Balance aims for engaging combat scenarios where skillful players and decisions made are rewarded. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do you think that they're on the path to that? Do you think they're strayed off the path slightly? Unlucky. Unlucky, boys. I told you that they said that. I fucking said that they said this. I'm like, why is there skills in the game that are one-shotting people still? Weren't they supposed to nerf all this shit? Didn't they want people to have a healthy way to engage and react? Be able to have, like, counterplay? I fucking told you that they talked about this, man. Told you. You know, promoting healthy interactions and meaningful counterplay contributes to an enjoyable experience
I think
in
you
a
need
skill-based
to know that the
gameplay.
Canary Islands are named after
Skill-based.
dogs, not birds.
Wait,
in Spanish,
wait, really?
the
It's
area's
dogs?
name is Islas Canarias, which
What?
comes from the Latin phrase Canary Insulae for island of dogs.
Jeez, I did not. I thought it was a fucking bird. I thought it was a bird island. Oh shit! I would have been well upset if I went there and I was fucking gonna go do some bird watching. Holy shit, guys! Do you like bird watching? Do you go to like this when you go on holiday? Do you like bird watching? You like looking at the fucking women, don't you, chat? You like you're bird watching, but the other types of fucking birds with your little pecker out, with your binoculars. Yeah, you fucking. I know what you're up to. You love it. You love that. Are we going in, boys? Are we going in? No, I don't think so. Yo, who wants some healing? I'm actually playing full berserker. You want some healing? Yeah, have some healing. It's going to heal you for 32. Birds and mustard? What the fuck? You eat birds with mustard? What the fuck are you on about? Sickwood, if we wanted your opinion, we wouldn't have asked for it, by the way. Yeah, basically, they need to discourage instant skills and focusing on strategy. They need to focus on strategy and skill, right? There's no way that I should just be able to just fucking pop one skill and kill everybody from range. Okay, so, hello? Wake up. This is going to get nerfed tomorrow, guys. Solar Beast is getting nerfed, don't worry. It's getting nerfed. Yo, give me some might so I can one-shot this guy. Give me some might, guys. Where's might? I'm only 9 stacks. It's not good enough. You see this guy? See this guy, boys? Watch. Watch this. Watch this. He dodges and blocks. Luckily, I mean, he had dodges and blocks, to be fair, so that's good. That's good. So it clearly doesn't need balance, guys. It's fine because you just dodge and block. You just react, guys. You see an enemy and you use your skills. Yeah, so what do we need to do here? Do we need to nerf the dodges and blocks? No. It's fine, guys. Just dodge and block. It's like before, actually, with Berserker Warrior. Berserker Warrior, that was different, though, because that was like one hit. This has a bit of a ramp-up time. So, you know, it is what it is, boys. Yo, if they get rid of this damage, what am I going to do, guys? I'm not going to have to meme anymore. Just predict the future that the player will use instant cast skill. Yeah, exactly. Oh, shit. Guys, can we get some might? I already need some might here. Okay.
You might have stacks, but this place name is the longest in the world. Tormator Hakatanjihanga Koau Automati Chiripikakapikimang New Kaipokawanuekitanatiu, and it is found in New Zealand.
Wow, oh my god, crying about Arc Divider, just dodge for it. True. What if it's one attack? Exactly. I agree. Do you think that they need to buff more classes, though, that do DPS? So it's, like, more damage? Do they need to buff damage? Because Berserker Warrior is, like, popping off right now. Like, they need to buff. Give me the plasma. You fucking piece of shit. Do you think they need to nerf or buff other things? Do you need to nerf it, or do they need to bring everything up? So, obviously, Roy then went on to say about... they want to avoid situations where you can 100 to 0 people. So maintain fairness and fun. You know, and encouraging skill, playful decision making to dynamic, to lead, which leads to dynamic dynamic combat. You know, we don't want to cheese things, right? What do you think? Do we have that? Is that a situation we're living in? We're breathing right now. People need at least a chance to... They said that people needed a chance to be able to use their defensive abilities and skillful play with positioning, maybe, or something to mitigate damage and survive these situations. I mean, if I'm not wrong, This skill isn't really that broken if you think about it, because everyone could just dodge. Just fucking dodge. Just dodge, boys. It's not even a one-shot. It's only a one-shot if you don't dodge. Why do they nerf it in PvP and not in 𝑑𝑉𝑦𝑳𝑦𝑳𝑧 as well? We discussed this last time, and we had some ideas flying about, but do we have the situation under control, or are people getting 100-0 and they don't have a fair way to be defensive and react? And is there counterplay, or is there no counterplay? What do you think, guys? How do you think? Do you think after a year since that fucking video, the balanced philosophy video, do you think we're in a place now? They've nerfed a lot of stuff, boys. A lot of the stuff that was one-shotting from stealth is gone. Or one-shotting from miles away is gone. What do you think? I think it's pretty good, right? I think it's... Overall, like, this video, it demonstrated, you know, that they have a commitment. They have a good idea of what balance should look like. You know, they're inclusive of all gaming experiences and prioritizing, you know, fairness, hopefully. And it being a skill-based game, right? So that's wonderful. I think overall, since a year has passed, the game is looking pretty good. There's a few skills that might be a little bit overpowered, but honestly, I just think the players that I'm killing are just bots. Sometimes I just think they're bots, and I think that they just didn't react. Just use warrior and use arc first. Yeah, true. I think the game's good, right? I think the game's good. I think the most important thing that really could... You know what the next YouTube video would be? Would be me doing a reaction video on ArenaNet announcing some new mechanic in the game to make the game not AFK. Because right now, what are we doing? Let's be honest. What are we doing right now? What have you been watching me do for the last hour and 45 minutes? AFKing. There was no enemy. I was queuing up for the map. Yapping? Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yapping. Well, other than that, I mean, if I didn't yap, we would be just standing still staring at each other. So it could, yeah, like that. So at least I'm filling in the gap. But what are we doing right now? Like, let's be honest. We took one tower, then that's it. What else have we... literally, that's all we've done in 1 hour and 45 minutes, other than yapping. We've literally taken one tower. That doesn't sound very efficient, does it? Don't tell Germany, because Germany will be thinking, what the fuck is going on with us? What's wrong with us? This is not efficient at all. I think there needs to be something in the game that promotes people to actually play the video game. And I think that should be the biggest, the hugest. That's not even words. That should be a priority, right? We need it. We desperately need it. We need world restructuring, boys. We need it. We need it. I said before that alliances wouldn't make any difference. It would make things worse. But hey, world restructuring. This actually might work. This could work. Could work, guys. I'm starting to cope again. I'm coping again. This could work, guys. World restructuring could work. Could work, Stark. Could bring in more balanced
fun
matchups.
Facts are here.
Oh no.
Trypophobia is the fear of closely packed holes.
Oh. Okay. What are you referring to? I think that's pretty much the end of the discussion. Familiarized myself with the goals and focus of ArenaNet's balance department. And watch the video again. Revitalize my memory. Made some notes and we discussed it in today's stream. So thank you for contributing. Thank you for lurking if you weren't even contributing. Yeah, the game developers aim to create a gaming experience that is fun, hopefully. Bring back the orb. Okay, we're gonna start memeing again. I have to be careful here. We're gonna start memeing.
Will this be in it? Giraffes hum to each other at night to make sure their herd stays together.
There's no way I'm fucking putting this on YouTube. Not that these memes are getting cut. I'm gonna have to. Do you know what? Like, do you know how much effort this is? And I could have just, like, uploaded it straight away to YouTube. But no, I'm going to have to go in and cut out all of these fucking memes that you guys are throwing in. Because I'm trying to keep it, you know... Trying to keep it... Do you know how much work that's going to take me? I'm going to have to go in and edit that footage. And, oh, here's another Geronimo fun fact. Need to cut that out of the YouTube video. Because no one wants to watch a 50-minute video. These are good facts. Don't give him encouragement.